Hey everyone, I'm Josh, and in this video I want to talk about why you should never take it personally if someone calls you boring. I know that this is something that nobody wants to be called, right? Because there's a lot of negative connotations around being called boring. It's not usually a good thing, right? Nobody says this is someone that they're really interested in, because immediately it kind of means that there's a bit of a disconnect there. And this is why you shouldn't take it personally, because that disconnect is telling you that this person who is calling you boring is not the right person to include in your life. Because if someone finds us boring, usually what that means is they either don't like our hobbies and they don't vibe with them, or they don't like our personality and they don't vibe with us. And in either situation, depending on whichever one of those it is, that just means that this person is not for us. They're not part of our tribe if it's someone that we're thinking about including in our life as a friend, and they're certainly not someone you want to get into a relationship with if they're a romantic interest. So as soon as someone calls you boring, just pay attention and think, okay, this is telling me that this person does not vibe with me for whatever reason, and I should pay attention to that and accept it and not take it personally, because it says way more about them than it does me. There can be plenty of other people out there who would be absolutely intrigued by you, who would spend all day listening to you tell them their life story and absolutely enjoy learning about your hobbies and whatnot. So just because one person finds you boring doesn't mean you actually are, right? It's just their opinion. It has everything to do with them and not you, which is why I'm making the argument that you shouldn't take it personally, because really you shouldn't. It has nothing to do, it's like rejection. Rejection is another thing that none of us should take personally, because it has everything to do with that other human being and their preferences and whatnot, and maybe we don't line up with their preferences. But again, that's not horrible. It doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with us. It just means they're simply not the right person for us. So that's the same way you should view someone calling you boring. Doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you. This is just someone who is not part of your tribe. They are not for you. They're not someone you should include in your life, at least not spend a lot of time on, because there's a clear disconnect between you and them. And I actually made some content on this topic, both a short and a text post on Instagram, because it's a fascinating one. So I wanted to actually make a longer form video that will be a bit more helpful, allow me to go further in depth on it. And someone actually left a comment that brought up a great point, which is rather often people who are considered boring are actually people with secure attachment styles. They're people who don't play any stupid games while dating. They're honest and authentic. They tell you exactly what's on their mind. They basically show you all their cards. They put all their cards on the table and they don't play any covert games. So to some people who usually have anxious attachment styles, this can make them come off as boring, because there's no crazy anxiety that they're triggering in the other person that anxious person will then confuse for being love or interest in them. So if someone's calling you boring, there may be a good chance that you have a secure attachment style and the person calling you boring is anxious attachment style. So you really shouldn't take it personally, because again, this has everything to do with them and their attachment style and nothing to do with you. If you're secure, like, you've won the game. Secure attachment style people are like, that's what everyone wants to be or should be working towards, because it means that you don't have many hangups when it comes to dating. So if you do have a secure attachment style and someone calls you boring, you shouldn't be fazed at all. If anything, it's almost like a compliment, because it means that you're a healthy person. You aren't triggering any anxiety in them, you're not stressing them out, you're just being real and upfront with them. And because of that, for whatever reason, they find you boring. It's not a problem, and it's something that people who are actually good partners for you will absolutely enjoy. They will love this quality about you. They won't find you boring at all. They'll love the fact that you're actually honest and upfront and authentic with them. They'll love the fact that you're probably going to be vulnerable and real as well. So there you go. You really shouldn't let this bother you at all. Always consider the source of any kind of criticism or any kind of name calling that people do to you. And if the person who's calling you all these things has a messed up life, or they're just not exactly what you're looking for, why should you care what they think of you? Just don't take it personally and keep your head up and keep moving forward, and you will eventually find someone who is the right fit for your life. But that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about in this video. I just don't think it's very useful for us to take being called boring personally, because it has so much to do with the other person and not really us. So there you go. Yeah, but I truly hope you enjoyed this video, and if so, feel free to leave a like on it for the algorithm. It helps me out immensely. Subscribe if you enjoy content like this, and also I have coaching available at my website, link below. I can help you with dating and mindset and just personal development topics in general. I can help you with lots of things. So if that's something that interests you, feel free to send me an email at the link below, and we can talk about how I can best help you meet your goals in life. But that's all I have for you. Truly hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Arrivederci.